City builders, pixel art, deep systems and fantasy. These were the ingredients chosen to create the perfect little game. But I accidentally added an extra ingredient to the concoction: roguelite elements. Thus, Vuno was born. Hello everyone, my name is Hamad Qabil, and today I'm going to be talking about my game, Vuno. So what exactly is Vuno, if you didn't get the idea from the interesting intro? It's the culmination of a few years of game development experience, but in reality it's a game that I want to make currently. Something that I can scope. It's meant to come out in August, so if you're interested and you really want to follow it, and the idea of a city builder, deep economy, roguelike game is interesting to you, I highly suggest that you subscribe to my mailing list or my Discord, both of which will be in the description and the pinned comment below. Now, to go beyond that, what exactly is, let's say, the main fantasy of the game, what's its setting, and so on? I'd have to take you back a few years, to 2018, when I started to play Dungeons & Dragons with my friends. So one of the first things that I did was create a world, because I wanted to play as a dungeon master after I'd gained some experience as a player. And in doing so, the first city I made in my world was Vuno. The main inspiration of it comes from a few different cities in the real world, a few different cultures, but namely Venice and Rome come to mind. Venice, let's say, during the 14th, 1500s, during its heyday, since Vuno is also meant to be a massive trading empire and have hundreds, if not thousands, of ships at its disposal. But also Rome at its heyday, garnering to things like having legions and the sort of structure and grandiose buildings that ancient Rome had. So that's the, let's say, aesthetical and history, culture, more or less, around Vuno. But also, it being inspired by D&D, it is not a city of humans, but rather a city of gnomes. And chief among them is the character you'll be playing as. And yes, I do intend for there to be a character and a little bit of role-playing, let's say, in there, although it's not the main core of the game. You will be playing as a technomancer, very talented individual in both the magical arts as well as in technology, and someone who has a very interesting hold on the government of Vuno. Vuno within my story is a council republic. However, throughout the game you can change the politics, because throughout the story it also turns into a dictatorship at some point, but inevitably that is some of the Roman influence sprinkled in there. And quite frankly, I want the player to be able to experience different systems, either in economy or politics, shape Vuno the way you want to. Because the core of it from other city builders is not placing down individual buildings. I don't want you to be hampered down by population movements and traffic. Things that I understand a lot of people do enjoy in city builders, but I personally do not. And at the end of the day, I am making a game that I would enjoy. I'm looking at myself as my target audience. But this is my first commercial game after all. And a little bit of background, although I've had experience in game development for about 6 years now, specifically with Unity, and I also tried to start a game studio here in my country, Egypt, but I haven't released any commercial games myself, like a solo developed project, and this is the first one, and I'm really excited for it. I've tried a lot, and the past few months have been rough starting projects and them not actually coming out of the drawing board. Just a few basic prototypes, but I hope that Vuno could change that, and I do intend to release it sometime this year around August. So again, if you're excited and you want to follow through the development, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, and if you just want to get notified of when the game is out and important stuff like the demo is available or that you can access the beta, I do highly encourage you to join my mailing list and Discord. Again, the core of the game is fantasy, so the, let's say, unique thing or different thing than other city builders, aside from the fact that you don't place, let's say, individual housing districts or stuff like that, you do decide which of the city's multiple districts you get to build in, and you can prioritize few districts over others or specialize them in certain ways. I also want you to have very strong control over the economy, deciding what resources you'll be creating, what resources you'll be importing, and the different trade deals you'll have and some of the leverage you'll have in these negotiations. And also, resources are finite, so if you decide to mine all of the gold in one of your runs, let's say in the future that gold won't be there anymore, the land won't regenerate that, but the fertility of the soil will, as, you know, volcanoes tend to, let's say, make the land fertile, especially when they burn everything to ash. So in that regard, some resources are finite, some resources will regenerate over time, and I want the player to have control over that. And also, since you're playing as a character that's Archmage, they'll remain alive, they'll have special abilities, special spells that they'll learn, things to speed up the rebuilding of Vuno every single time, and maybe by the end of the game, find a way to stop the volcano and just have the infinite mode unlocked basically at the end of the game. That's the, let's say, core target or core story target or story hook for you throughout the game. So yeah, that's a general description of Vuno, a little bit of my experience. So if any of this sounds interesting to you and you want to follow with the development, I highly suggest that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, where I'll hopefully be releasing a devlog every single week. This time was just a general idea, introducing Vuno, introducing the world, but hopefully starting from next time, I'll start talking to you about what I've been working on. So far, I'm in my second week of development, and I have a lot of stuff that I'm excited to share with you. And until then, see you next time.